Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about a company that is synonymous with Elon Musk, Tesla.
But the disruption we're going to be talking about may not be the one you'd expect. You see, when I think of Tesla, I think of amazing electric cars. But Tesla is so much more than an electric car company.
There's a product they make that contributes just a small amount to their balance sheet, but is making waves in a big industry.
The building block of this product is rather small. In fact, it can fit in your pocket.
Put a bunch of these together into a pack, and you get this.
The Tesla Powerwall 2, first introduced in 2016, stores 13.5 kilowatt hours of energy.
Today, there are tens of thousands of Powerwalls installed at more than 50,000 sites around the world.
A Powerwall will keep your home's electricity running even when a blackout hits.
And you can store power in a Tesla Powerwall when electricity is cheaper, like at night or from your home solar system, and then sell it back to the grid when the demand is higher.
This not only saves you money, but helps stabilize the grid.
And speaking of utility grids, add a few more batteries, a lot more batteries, and you get this, the Tesla Powerpack.
The Tesla Powerpack can store 210 kilowatt hours of energy, perfect for projects like college campuses, hospitals, and other large buildings.
And now Tesla is starting to install them at Tesla superchargers to store solar energy.
And Tesla didn't stop there. They kept innovating and earlier this year unveiled the Tesla Megapack. Each pack holds 3 megawatt hours of energy, and they can be linked together for up to 1 gigawatt hour of grid-scale energy storage.
That's enough to power every home in San Francisco for 6 hours.
This helps utilities to store electricity when the sun is shining or the wind is blowing, and feed the grid when it isn't.
Each Tesla Megapack has a 60% greater energy density compared to the Powerpack released just 2 years earlier. Tesla just keeps innovating.
And if you're thinking that this is just a cute idea that only works on paper, think again.
In 2017, Tesla installed the world's largest battery project, 129 megawatt hours of Tesla Powerpack batteries to store the power from these 99 wind generators at the Hornsdale wind farm in South Australia.
It's been operating flawlessly since it opened, stabilizing the grid and lowering the cost of electricity for the average ratepayer ever since.
Many people thought it could never work, but it did.
You see, normally utilities have to rely on what are called peaker plants, usually powered by coal or natural gas, to quickly turn on and feed power to the grid when there are periods of high demand.
Like for instance, when it gets hot and everyone starts turning on their air conditioners.
The problem is, utilities have to build these expensive peaker plants and have them sit idle for much of the time when demand isn't at its peak.
Yeah, most peaker plants sit idle 80% of the time.
And who pays for those plants to be built, maintained, and staffed? The ratepayers, you and I.
The Tesla Hornsdale battery storage project was the first time that battery storage was used on this scale. Over 4,000 households rely on it every day to do what the peaker plants used to do, except batteries can do it better.
First of all, batteries are cheaper than building an expensive peaker plant.
Yeah, the Hornsdale battery project cost $67 million, compared to an average gas-powered peaker plant that costs around $700 million.
Battery storage projects are also faster to build than gas or coal power plants.
Even though Hornsdale was Tesla's first really big battery project, they built it within 3 months. Compare that to a gas peaker plant that can take 6 or 7 years to complete.
And the batteries don't emit any pollution. The Hornsdale batteries get their power from clean wind turbines, so there's absolutely no carbon dioxide or other air pollution created.
Natural gas power plants, on the other hand, emit carbon dioxide and nitrogen oxide pollution.
Nitrogen oxide gases react to form smog and acid rain, as well as being central to the formation of fine particles and ground-level ozone, both of which are associated with adverse health effects.
And coal power plants emit mercury, cadmium, lead, and other toxic heavy metals, along with sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxides, VOCs, arsenic, carbon monoxide, soot, and particulate matter like PM2.5, not to mention CO2 as well.
And batteries do their job fast, super fast.
When thousands of people all call for power at the same time, like when everyone gets home from work or turns on their air conditioners, batteries can respond within milliseconds to feed power to the grid so that nobody notices any spikes or sags.
But traditional peaker plants can take up to 20 minutes to fully ramp up, and in the meantime, the grid can experience brownouts, sags, and blackouts.
But possibly even more amazing than all that is that the Tesla Hornsdale battery project has almost paid for itself.
You might be asking, how did this project that cost $67 million almost pay for itself? It's only been 2 years since it was built. What, does it grow money?
It's true, the Hornsdale battery project doesn't grow money, but it saves ratepayers money. You see, every time a utility has to fire up a peaker plant, it can charge the grid quite a bit of money because not only is it expensive to turn on, but, well, the grid has no choice.
If customers are demanding power, it has to supply that electricity demand.
Even if they only need a couple seconds of peak power, they get charged by the 15-minute period. And over multiple short lags during a day, that can add up to tens of thousands of dollars.
Now multiply that by hundreds of days and you get millions of dollars charged to ratepayers every year.
Millions of dollars saved by a battery that can easily supply those short and long grid sags because that's what batteries are good at.
And it's not just happening in South Australia. Grid-scale battery storage makes sense in lots of places. And that's why, as we speak, a growing number of big battery storage projects are being built around the globe.
Places like Florida Power and Light's Manatee Energy Storage Center, which will store 900 megawatt hours of solar power, replacing 2 natural gas power plants.
And in Oklahoma, NextEra is building the biggest wind plus solar plus storage project in the United States, which when completed will have 800 megawatt hours of battery storage.
And Tesla is helping build another giant battery, 730 megawatt hours along California's central coast at Moss Landing.
As more utilities learn that batteries actually can do this job cheaper, cleaner, and faster, they are clamoring for battery storage.
The global distributed electric power market is valued at almost $100 billion.
Do you see what's happening? We are in the middle of another disruption. A disruption to the global energy grid industry.
Another disruption to another multi-billion-dollar industry.
But we haven't even gotten started. Or should I say, Elon hasn't even gotten started yet.
We'll show you another Elon disruption on the next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Now you know. Thanks so much for watching Now You Know. We work hard to bring you videos about things that we think you'll find useful, but we need to know from you what you want to see, so leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to go over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can watch our Patreon bonus story every week on Tesla Time News. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.